Welcome to English Guru YouTube channel. Please click the red subscribe button and press the bell icon to receive all notifications about my new video lectures. Good morning students, welcome back to 13th part of new series of video lectures which comprises MCQs on English literature from Anglo-saxon to 20th century, and I hope it will be very helpful for your upcoming TGT, PGT and UGC-NET exams along with other English teachers recruitment exams. Okay, now let's start. Match the following biblical characters that John Dryden applied in Absalom and Achitophel. Charles II, Absalom; Shaftesbury, King David; Monmouth, Jimry; Buckingham, Achitophel. So, let me explain it. Biblical characters that John Dryden applied in Absalom and Achitophel are Charles II as King David, Shaftesbury as Achitophel, Monmouth as Absalom, and Buckingham as Jimry. So here the correct option will be C. A second, B fourth, C first, and D third. Okay, next question. John Dryden published the medal in 1682 to attack on option A. Shaftesbury, option B. Monmouth, option C. Buckingham, and option D. None of these. So here correct option is A. Shaftesbury. John Dryden published the medal in 1682 to attack on Shaftesbury. Alright, next question. From which work by John Dryden the following lines occur? In pious times, our priestcraft did begin before polygamy was made a sin. Option A. Venus Mirabilis. Option B. Absalom and Achitophel. Option C. Mac Flacno. And option D. The Hind and the Panther. So the above lines are the opening lines of Dryden's poem Absalom and Achitophel, part first, published in 1681. This poem is a verse satire. Here correct option is B. Absalom and Achitophel. Now let's see next question. Which of the following satirical poem by John Dryden was written as a response to Thomas Shadwell's Medal of John Bees? Option A. Mac Flacno. Option B. Enus Mirabilis. Option C. Astia Redux. And option D. The Hind and the Panther. So John Dryden wrote Mac Flacno as a response to Thomas Shadwell's Medal of John Bees. This is a verse mock heroic satire in which Thomas Shadwell is treated with humorous contempt. Here correct option is A. Mac Flacno. Alright, now let's see next question. Which of the following works is not written by John Dryden? Option A. To the memory of Mr. Oldham. Option B. To my honored friend Dr. Charlton. Option C. To my honored friend Sir Robert Howard. And option D. Christianity Not Mysterious. So Christianity Not Mysterious is a work by John Toland. It is not written by John Dryden. Here correct option will be D. Christianity Not Mysterious. Alright, now let's see next question. Heroic Stanzas on the Death of Oliver Cromwell is a work by option A. William Devenant, option B. John Dryden, option C. Edmund Waller, and option D. Alexander Pope. Let me explain it. Heroic Stanzas on the Death of Oliver Cromwell, published in 1659, is written in quatrains with alternating rhyme, a form of verse Dryden got from Sir William Devenant's epic poem Gondibert, which was published in 1651. Here correct option is B. John Dryden. Okay, now let's see next question. Which of the following options is not correctly matched? Option A, Windsor Forest, Alexander Pope. Grongar Hill by John Dryden. Tinton Abbey by William Wordsworth. And option D, Go Lovely Rose by Edmund Waller. So here, Windsor Forest is a narrative poem in heroic couplets by Alexander Pope, published in 1713. Grongar Hill is a poem by John Dyer. Lincoln Abbey, which was published in 1798, is a poem about nature by William Wordsworth. Go Lovely Rose, published in 1645, is a lyric poem by Edmund Waller. His last poem is of the last verses in the book, written in heroic couplet verse. Here, correct option is B. Grongar Hill. Grongar Hill is not written by Dryden. It is written by John Dyer. All right, now let's see next question. Which of the following poems by John Dryden is a discourse on religion? Option A, Religio Laici. Option B, Mike Flacno. Option C, Happy the Man. And option D, Dreams. John Dryden's poem Religio Laici, or A Layman's Faith, published in 1682, written in heroic couplets, is a discourse on religion that addresses religious issues of the time. Here, correct option is A. Religio Laici. All right. Now let's see next question. Who ascended the throne after the death of Charles II? Option A, James I. Option B, James II. Option C, William III. And option D, George I. After the death of Charles II in 1685, his Catholic brother James II became King of England, Scotland, and Ireland from 1685 to 1688. Here, correct option is B, James II. Alright, now let's see next question. Which of the following works by John Dryden is a vigorously rhetorical adaptation or rewriting of Milton's Paradise Lost? Option A, The State of Innocence. Option B, The Secular Mask. Option C, A Song for Saint Cecilia's Day. And option D, Alexander's Feast. Let me explain it. The State of Innocence, published in 1677 by John Dryden, is a rhymed adaptation of John Milton's Paradise Lost. The Secular Mask is a poem by John Dryden which celebrates the end of the 17th century and welcomes the 18th century. A Song for Saint Cecilia's Day was written on the occasion of Saint Cecilia's Day, 22 November 1687, by John Dryden. Alexander's Feast, or The Power of Music, published in 1697, is an ode by John Dryden. It was written to celebrate Saint Cecilia's Day. Here, correct option is A, The State of Innocence. Alright, now let's see next question. A short view of the immorality and profaneness of the English stage is a pamphlet written by option A, Nathaniel Lee, option B, Jeremy Collier, option C, William Devenant, and option D, Thomas Shadwell. A short view of the immorality and profaneness of the English stage is a pamphlet written by Jeremy Collier and published in 1698. So your correct option will be B. Alright. Next question. Who wrote Dryden may be properly considered as the father of English criticism? Option A, T.S. Eliot. Option B, Matthew Arnold. Option C, Ben Jonson. And option D, Dr. Johnson. Here, correct option is D, Dr. Johnson. Dr. Johnson wrote, Dryden may be properly considered as the father of English criticism. Alright, next question. Which of the following was Dryden's first critical work, an essay of dramatic poesy which was published in 1668, The Rival Ladies published in 1664, which is a play. Option C, The Indian Emperor published in 1668, it's also a play. And option D, The Apology for Heroic Poetry, published in 1677. Here, correct option is A, An Essay of Dramatic Poesy. An Essay of Dramatic Poesy was Dryden's first critical work. Alright, next question. Match the following works with their authors. Defense of Poesy, Miguel de Cervantes, Hudibras, Richard Bernard, Don Quixote, Samuel Butler, The Isle of Man, John Bunyan, The Holy War, Sir Philip Sidney. So let me explain it. The Defense of Poesy, which was published in 1595 by Sir Philip Sidney. Hudibras, published in three parts in 1663, 1664, and 1678, is the first great poetic satire in English by Samuel Butler. Don Quixote is a Spanish novel which was published in two parts in 1605 and 1615 by Miguel de Cervantes. The Isle of Man, published in 1626 and 12th edition published in 1648, is prose allegory about sin by Richard Bernard. The Holy War, published in 1682, is a novel called England's Puritan Epic by John Bunyan. Here correct option is D. Alright. Now let's see next question. Which of the following works are not written by John Bunyan? Option A, The Pilgrim's Progress, published in 1678. Option B, Grace Abounding to the Chief of Sinners, published in 1666. Plain Man's Pathway to Heaven, published in 1601. And option D, The Life and Death of Mr. Badman, published in 1680. So, The Pilgrim's Progress, published in 1678, is written by John Bunyan. Second part of The Pilgrim's Progress, published in 1684, deals with the pilgrimage of Christian's wife Christina and her children from the city of destruction to salvation. Grace Abounding to the Chief of Sinners, published in 1666, is a spiritual autobiography by John Bunyan. Plain Man's Pathway to Heaven is first published in 1601 by Arthur Dent. The Life and Death of Mr. Badman, published in 1680, is a novel by John Bunyan. Here correct option is C. Plain Man's Pathway to Heaven. Alright. Now let's see next question. Who praised Sir William Temple as the first writer who gave cadence to English prose? Option A, Jonathan Swift. Option B, Thomas Babington Macaulay. Option C, Samuel Johnson. And option D, George Savile. So Samuel Johnson, often referred to as Dr. Johnson, called Sir William Temple the first writer who gave cadence to English prose. Here correct option is C. Samuel Johnson. Alright. Now let's see next question. Which of the following statement or statements are correct? Statement first. Sir Roger de Coverley, first introduced by Richard Steele in the second issue of The Spectator, was an old-fashioned country gentleman. Second statement is, he was an English squire of Queen Anne's reign, which comprises between 1702 to 1714. Let's see the options. Option A, statement first. Option B, statement second. Option C, statement first and second. And option D, none of these. So here both statements are correct. Option C will be correct here. Statement first and second. Alright. Now let's see next question. Which of the following options is are not correctly matched? Option A, dissociation of sensibility by T.S. Eliot, negative capability by John Keats, willing suspension of disbelief by Coleridge, and metaphysical poets by John Donne. Let me explain it. Dissociation of sensibility is a literary term first used by T.S. Eliot in his essay The Metaphysical Poets, published in 1921. Willing suspension of disbelief is a literary term first coined by an English poet and philosopher Samuel Taylor Coleridge in his autobiographical work Biographia Literaria, published in 1817. Negative capability is a phrase coined by John Keats. Metaphysical poets is a literary term first coined by Samuel Johnson in his book Lives of the Most Eminent English Poets, which was published between 1779 to 1781. Here correct option is D. Here option D is not correctly matched. Alright, now let's see next question. Which of the following works is are not written by Daniel Defoe? Option A, The True Born Englishman. Option B, Robinson Crusoe. Option C, The Shortest Way with the Dissenters. And option D, Pamela. Let me explain it. The True Born Englishman, published in 1701 by Daniel Defoe, is a word satire. Robinson Crusoe, published in 1719, is the first novel by Daniel Defoe. The Shortest Way with the Dissenters, published in 1702, is a pamphlet by Daniel Defoe. Pamela or Virtue Rewarded is an epistolary novel first published in 1740 by Samuel Richardson. So your correct option will be D, Pamela. It is not written by Daniel Defoe. Pamela is written by Samuel Richardson. Alright. Now let's see some more works by Daniel Defoe. Journal of the Plague Year is a realistic account of the plague of 1665 by Daniel Defoe. The Review, published between 1704 to 1713, is a periodical by Daniel Defoe. The Life, Adventures, and Piracies of the famous Captain Singleton, published in 1720, is a novel by Daniel Defoe. Moll Flanders, published in 1722, is the autobiography of a prostitute by Daniel Defoe. Colonel Jack, published in 1722, is a novel by Daniel Defoe. Roxana or The Fortunate Mistress, published in 1724, is a novel by Daniel Defoe. And Captain George Carlton, published in 1728, is a book by Daniel Defoe. So these are some more works by Daniel Defoe. Alright, now let's see next question. Which of the following works by Jonathan Swift is a tale of three sons, each representing one of the main branches of Western Christianity? Option A, The Battle of the Books. Option B, A Tale of a Tub. Option C, Gulliver's Travels. And option D, A Modest Proposal. Let me explain it. A Tale of a Tub, published in 1704 by Jonathan Swift, is a tale of three sons, Peter, Martin, and Jack, representing the Roman Catholic, the Church of England, and the Protestant dissenters, respectively, who have each been left by their father the legacy of a coat with specific instructions as to how to wear and look after it. So here the correct option is B, A Tale of a Tub. Alright students, that's all about today's class. In my next video lecture, I will discuss some more important questions. Till then, take care. Goodbye.